I'm a detective.
You mean you're a cop?
Metro PD. We joined the force together.
Halo semua, balik lagi sama gua Billy di KINCIR Cinema Club. Pada video kali ini, KINCIR ingin ngebahas salah satu series terbaru dari Prime Video yang diadaptasi dari serial novel kriminal, misteri, dan thriller terkenal Alex Ross berjudul Cross. Series ini disutradarai oleh Ben Watkins dan dibintangi oleh Aldous Hodge, Isaiah Mustafa, Alan Natal, dan Samantha Walks. Di video ini, KINCIR yang mendapatkan undangan dari Prime Video berkesempatan untuk mewawancarai langsung sutradara dan juga para cast mengenai seseru apa sih series Cross ini. Pasti penasaran kan? Langsung aja, ini dia interviewnya.
Hello Indonesia.
Menyala bangku.
Hi guys,
Hi.
my name is Billy from kincir.com Indonesia.
Good to see you.
Both of your characters are partners in crime in this series, and I noticed that you guys have played a serious character in the previous project. Coming to this series, did both of you have difficulties playing the character, or nah, I'm okay with that?
It wasn't difficult for me. Was it difficult for you?
No. I like playing like a real character. A character that's based in the world, or a character who's grounded. So it was. I played other characters who may have it like their toe dipped in the supernatural or whatever, and sometimes like when that happens, you look for things that kind of keep it grounded. But this character, John Sampson, just the way he was written, is a very grounded character. I know a lot of things about him, but I also discovered a lot of things about him as I was shooting the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it wasn't difficult at all, because I think, to Isaiah's point, the way it was written, I mean, Ben Watkins really just laid it down, kept it really relatable and easy for us to find the characters' honesty and figure out the characters why
Exactly
they want to do this, that, and the other. So from there, all we really have to do is just kind of play and have fun, because the stories are great, the scripts are amazing. Where the characters' relationships grow is where I think we find most of our ambition, because we're excited to see where it's going to go, episode to episode. So it was more, yes, there were challenges, but it was never a hard or daunting challenge. It was always an exciting one.
This series is based on the novel of Alex Ross and has 3 movies before. How is the process of developing Cross series, and did the previous film influence the process?
Great question. So, for me, jumping into a project like this where there are over 30 books and they're all bestsellers and there have been 3 movies, there definitely is a sense of obligation to honor that legacy. But I really wanted to create a new and updated version of it. And so I created for series 1, we did an entire original mystery. So it's not based on one of the books, but it does obviously have the characters and the world that James Patterson created. And James Patterson was very enthusiastically encouraging of that decision, because he felt like the fans of the book series would get to see their favorite characters in this world that they were all familiar with, but they would actually get a new story, which feels like a bonus. And so that's how we approached it. And we were happy to sort of follow in the footsteps of the films that had happened in the past, but we really thought that there was an opportunity here to take it to another level. And that's what we tried to do with the television version.
First off, I want to ask Samantha, your character here was Ele Monteiro, who has a relationship with the main character Alex Cross. Can you explain to us what relationship it is and how this relationship connect with the journey of the series itself?
Yeah, so it's not your typical love story. And I think it's because there's a whole world that's been established apart from Elle when she comes in. He's a widower, he has 2 kids. And because of that, there is a sensitivity around the way she moves around that world. And it's just out of respect and love for this man. And so she always leads with an invitation, is what I like to say. And it has to be consensual, even with the kids, just entering into that whole world, which she has no clue about and is very new for both sides, both parties. And then just how it connects with the whole season, I think what's beautiful is we coined it with another reporter, is that there's this grounding and this stillness that Elle is able to establish in the relationship that she has with Cross. And, I wouldn't even say that she's a girlfriend yet. I feel like they're just two people meeting and they're trying to figure this out, but it's so difficult and complex, and it's not just one answer. And so in the arc of the show, we see that the grounding remains regardless of if they can agree in that moment.
Can I piggyback? I'm gonna say something that I felt when I was watching, that a lot of the
Of course.
theme of the show, or the overall concept of the show, is the mental health and the healing of this man from this past trauma. And Elle and her relationship and the dynamic that she brings helps our main character with that overall arc. She helps with the healing.
For me, what makes a detective movie interesting is the way the character think and react to the situation. How do you build the situation and relationship between the clues and the crime so that it is logical and interesting in the same time?
Yes, I think that one of the things, if you read the book series, the Alex Cross just has a really unique perspective. He has training that helps with that because he's a PhD in psychology and he's a detective. But I think his intellect and his powers of observation take it even further. And so I wanted to find a special way to reflect that in the television show. And so I came up with this device and I call it cross vision. And it's when he goes to a place that most people can't go, where he's remembering snippets of conversations and images and things he's read, and they all start to coalesce that help him move the story forward in terms of figuring out who the bad guy is, or what the breakthrough in terms of like the clues and the evidence. And so we try to do that in terms of you get to see it happening, and he pulls from things that you've seen and heard during that up to that point. So it'll be things that you have seen, like a conversation he had with a witness, or a report he read, or things that we saw the villain do. But now, because it's going through Cross's perspective, it's giving it a whole new meaning. And that's what cross vision is. And we paired that with shooting differently. So you now know when you're going basically into his head and seeing how his genius mind works. And we also actually asked our composers to come up with music that fits that. And so we had the amazing composers, Ali Shaheed and Adrian Young. They created a soundtrack that goes with cross vision.
And then for Alona, your character still remains mysterious for me. What is your character role here, and what can we expect from your character in the future? Because I have information that season 2 is already done.
There is a season 2. We finished filming season 2, and there's definitely a lot more to explore. In this season, my character is kind of a slow burn. She comes in a little slow in the beginning, even though Kayla has a very long history with our main character, with Alex. They've worked together in the past. She's one of the top FBI agents, and when there's big cases, she gets assigned to it, and they kind of collaborate and work together. And she's been an ally to him and helped him in his cases, much like what's happening in this season. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the dynamic between these two, how they work together, a little bit of peppered of this like history that they have between them. And that's going to lead us into more in the future.
Brothers, or the relationship between Alex and John, is one of the most important things in the series. From the two of you, what kind of relationship dynamics do you think the audience will love when watching the series?
Oh man, I think the primary relationship dynamic that they love between Cross and Samson, really is brotherhood. Ben, he says that it's really a love story, not a romantic love story, but one of brotherhood between these two guys, and that's really true. They hold each other down. They fight how they need to fight and bring it back together because that's family. They tell each other what they need to hear, even when they don't want to hear it. That's family. Because they cover and protect each other so much, we get to explore what a healthy relationship looks like between two men, especially in this really difficult environment within which they live. We get to explore mental health, the necessity for addressing it, and having a community around you that impresses upon the importance of such a thing. And then they also just get to have fun doing their jobs, hunting down the bad guys and doing what they do, because that's where they shine, baby.
Another thing though, I've actually heard you say this out is that the one thing I think the fans are really going to enjoy is how we portray DC.
Yeah.
As and because DC is itself is a character in our show. You know, whether it be Ben's Chili Bowl or someplace else in the district go someplace else in the district that we're going to. They're going to get to see DC like they haven't seen it before, as if they were native to DC.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask more about the preparation. How did you prepare for this role? Did you draw inspiration from real life detectives or crime stories for your role?
Yeah, I enjoy this part of my work where I start to storyboard the world in which Elle lives. So I went as far back as her first interactions or memories with her parents and how she grew up, what kind of neighborhood, her first memory of meeting Alex on the playground because they grew up together at school, and all of that just adds just a level of depth and richness that I think is delicious for audiences, but also fun for me as a storyteller, as an artist. And then also, you know, Amazon also was able to provide counseling to us. So I was partnered with Dr. Renee Carr, who's a political psychologist, and I got to pick her brain about, you know, what is it like to date a detective? Like, what is that actually like? What does a relationship look like when you are when you are having to share space and you love this person? What are they coming home with? Are there walls? Are there certain things they don't tell you? Do they tell you everything? Is there a mask that they wear with you? Do they get to take off the mask? What are those systems and what do they look like? And so it helped just really enrich and fill out the world of Elle.
For me, it's, you know, I'm dealing with professionals, so obviously there's some conversations to be had with people who do this day in and day out, and thankfully there's also a lot of documentaries and shows and movies that I could watch to draw from and kind of pick and choose little things that I liked from better, bigger, and I don't know, that I call them better and bigger, but people that inspired me. So to me, they're better and bigger, and I'll steal from them, and like good artists do, you pick and choose all the beautiful things you want, and you make your own mishmash from it.
This series was announced in 2022 with Aldous Hodge as the main character and you as the showrunner. How did you approach the rest of the cast to ensure the right chemistry among the characters?
Well, I think for this version of Cross, we knew that we were going to have more space to explore his character and his relationships. And so I wanted to make sure that we built out the cast right. And the central relationship in Alex Cross for us is his friendship with John Sampson. So that was the first priority in casting. And that process took a long time. And there were some great options, but ultimately Isaiah Mustafa became our John Sampson, and we paired him with Aldous. And a lot of that had to do, similar to Aldous, Isaiah was exhibiting a lot of the characteristics that I would want in a best friend. And not just, he has a great sense of humor. He's quick on his feet. He's nice. He feels very protective, like he has a protective quality. And he's also big. That's a big guy. And I needed to get someone that had a lot of size to them, because Aldous Hodge is you know, he's, you know, pretty imposing figure himself. So it's not as easy as just like, you know, throw a stone and catch somebody who can stand next to Aldous Hodge and make him look small. And Isaiah Mustafa is one of the few people that could pull that off. And so that became our Samson. If you read the books, you know, Samson's nickname is Two John because he's almost as big as two people. So we had to make sure we got that guy. But beyond the size, Isaiah just really pulled off the character. And then the rest of it, in reading the books, if there were characters that I drew from the books, I was really just deciding to cast people who I felt embodied the essence of those characters. And then there were a few characters like Elle who were, you know, characters that I was bringing new to the mythology of the James Patterson series. And then there are a couple of characters in there that they are actually versions of characters from the book that I think fans will recognize when they see them, like Kayla Craig. and they'll know that there's more to come for that character.
What was the most surprising aspect of your character that you discovered while preparing for the role?
What's the most surprising aspect of your character?
Honestly, it was I think for Elle, it was surprising to watch, even though we embody these stories, it's wonderful to watch these moments that happen where you see the character rise to the occasion. And when things were really daunting, still asking the hard question, and it always feeling very uncomfortable, but because you love the person in front of you, or you love what you've been building with the person in front of you, that you still ask the hard question. And I think every time it's happened in a scene, as Samantha watching what's happening, I've been so proud, but it's also so terrifying to be in those situations, you know, even personally, where you have to ask the hard question or say the hard thing to the one you love.
For me, I just enjoyed Kayla's humor. I feel that when you're having a character that is mostly in the mystery element of the show, being able to bring humor is always a fun surprise.
Mhm.
In your perspective as a showrunner, what is the element of Cross series that will be loved by the audience?
I think Cross is going to deliver on many levels, and I say that as a fan. And when I'm creating the show, I try to tell the story from the writer's perspective as honestly as I can. And then every now and then I take a step back and just ask myself how I would feel about it from an audience's perspective, as a fan's perspective. What Cross is going to deliver for the audience is an amazing thriller with a great hero and an equally powerful villain. And that's great. But what's really going to separate it from the pack is the fact that you get to go on a character journey with Alex Cross and the people around him. You get to know these characters. You get to see them deal with the same types of struggles and challenges that we all have to deal with. You get to see them share the highs and lows as family and friends and lovers that all of us are familiar with. And that makes you really lean in and invest into the characters. When I asked myself as a fan who loves crime and mystery, what makes me come back to a show? And I realized it was the characters. If I'm invested in the characters, sooner or later, that's why I'm coming back instead of the mystery. And so our mantra for this show was come for the mystery, stay for the characters.
If you had a chance to copy the strength of your character, what would you copy?
To copy the strength of the character, I think mine would be, outside of his intellect, it would be his moral fiber, his innate nature to try to do the right thing.
Yeah, I think mine would be just Samson's ability to see through bull, you know, the BS of everything. You know, I mean, he's able to see through it pretty good because you know, you can't get one over on him. But there is I can't even go into that because I'm giving away spoilers. So I can't. Yeah, but let me just stop right there. Yeah, no, I was gonna say something, but just gonna talk a little bit too much. Like, well, I won't just watch the show. You'll see.
Watch the show.
I want you guys to greet Indonesian audience and invite them to watch Cross.
Well,
Okay.
hello, I'm Aldous Hodge.
I'm Isaiah Mustafa.
Thank you. Welcome to the world of Cross on Amazon Prime, hitting November 14th. Look, this is an exciting show. It's amazing. This man right here is amazing. This is a thriller unlike anything you have ever seen. So all I can say is sit back, kick back, relax, and join us on this wonderful ride. Welcome to the world of Cross. We happily invite you.
What he said.
Indonesia. We'd love to, we're excited for you guys to watch our show. We're excited for everybody to get into the mystery. And we're very, very thankful for you guys. We're very thankful for you guys.
Yes, Indonesia, if you're looking for the best thriller of the year, this is the one to watch. So please stay tuned on November 14th.
Cool. Perfect. Last time, can you say menyala abangku?
Menyala abangku. Is that accurate?
Right, what he said.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Now, what did I say?
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah, fire up in Indonesian language. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So menyalam bangku.
Menyala Manku.
Perfect.
Hey, here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you guys.
Itu dia interview Kincir bersama para cast dan juga showrunner dari Cross. Buat kalian yang penasaran dan ingin nonton Cross series, kalian bisa nonton langsung seriesnya di Prime Video. Dan jangan lupa tulis pendapat kalian tentang series ini di kolom komen. Segitu dulu interview kali ini. Gua Billy. Ciao.